let's see, we went through social media integration. We went through email signatures. We went through QR code signage that you can hang up in the business or put on your trucks or anything like that. What other real challenges do you have as a business when it comes to hiring?
Well, so when I'm filling out the job posting,
Yeah.
I think I'm really probably a C average at that,
Yeah.
and I don't know what I don't know. So I was wondering if you had some tips there on just what are people doing on filling that out? Is it less text? Is it more? Is it quotes? Is it, are there any tools in your system that I should be using differently? That kind of stuff, I guess.
Well, I'm going to give you two answers. And one is if you went in today, and the other answer is going to be if you go in at the end of this week. And so when we do have some best practices published, and I'm not sure if you've been in a session with our client success people. We've got a team of people that their job all day, every day is to be on calls like this and go through best practices in order for our clients to get the best results with HIRECLICK. So whether that is going through any of the features that we went through today, or getting some really good sound advice on best practices on what to put in your job posting in order to yield the best results. We have that stuff that I'm happy to send out to you. But as a general rule, when you go in to add, a new job, first and foremost, we always say the job title is the old KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. Sorry for calling you stupid on this webinar, but
I got you.
It is keep it super simple. And what I mean by that is, if you think about it, getting jobs noticed is about it sounding and looking good to humans. It's also about it sounding and looking good to machines that run places like Indeed and ZipRecruiter and Google and things like that. So the best example I can give you is, we've all kind of seen when a business is looking for a salesperson, they'll go ahead and put, hey, we're looking for a sales rock star. Okay. Well, people and humans are going to see that as, we need a really high performing sales rep. Indeed and Google and machines are going to interpret that as they're actually looking for a rock star, somebody that's going to sing songs and grab a guitar and do whatever. So it's finding that balance and being very deliberate about what you are looking for. So we always say, keep it very simple on what that job title is, that if somebody is searching for that on either Google or Indeed or ZipRecruiter, it's going to be very straightforward to get it to your job listing. The other thing is, no special characters. No, we're looking for, the job title might be landscapers. And then we'll a lot of times see sign-on bonus of $500. That is going to confuse those machines that I'm talking about. What you're doing is you're saying, I'm kind of looking for a landscaper, but I'm kind of looking for, this sign-on bonus for $500. The job title in that case needs to be landscaper, and go ahead and put in the body of your job ad, this position does come with a sign-on bonus of $500. Okay. So as it relates to job title, that's probably the best advice I can have. Job description, I always say it's a little bit of a trial and error. There are also some great resources to go find job descriptions out, online that maybe had worked for a different company, in some other part of the country, so you don't look just like your competitors. But then you can manipulate that job description to really work, for you too. Think about, what are job seekers going to be searching for where I want to show up in those job results. Okay. That, by really paying attention to that stuff, the one thing I can say to not do is to go take that, 3-page job description that's 12 years old, that maybe an HR consultant or something wrote for your business, that has the bullet point items on the bottom that says must be able to lift 25 pounds, things like that. You don't need that. These are job advertisements more than job descriptions. You want to be concise with your information, but informative, and you also want it to be persuasive. And so I always recommend, after you get the job description part of it nailed, you want to make sure to include information about why would it be great to work for Spotlight Media? And put that right in your job advertisement so that that job seeker that sees it on whatever their preferred job search destination is doesn't have to look very hard to say, that looks like a great digital marketing position, but wow, more than that, Spotlight Media looks like a great place to work. It's just going to increase the chances of them filling out that application. Okay.
I've been putting a quote in there, and now that you say robots, that's where I get nervous. But tell me if this is good or not. But I'll put a quote like, this sales job is actually something we only hire for once in a while. We're a small team, and we really value, and you'd be working with me on a daily basis. And like just like context in a quote, is that something you think is a good idea, or do you think that can get some issues?
No, I think you're good. Now, generally speaking, search index sites, like in particular Google and Indeed and so forth, you want to show up highest in the rankings. Okay. So you need to look at it. If you want to show up for digital marketing as a search term, are you mentioning digital marketing 5 or 6 times through the course of your job advertisement? You want to make sure that you are. Okay. And if you mention digital marketing in your job advertisement that's 15 pages long, it's going to be interpreted that it's watered down a little bit. Whereas if you say digital marketing 5 times in a, 4 paragraphs, it's going to be seen as it has higher density of that particular keyword. So that's kind of a geeky, but very, very true look at that. So with respect to quotes and things like that, what I always say is as long as it's not the bulk of the ad, and if it's necessary to really find the right candidate, I always say the more personalized that it can be, the better, for sure.